And welcome to Filmmaking Today. I'm your host, Boyan Dulabic. So in this episode, we're going to talk about this guy here. Now, this is something I talked about in one of my accessory videos for the Microsoft Surface Pro 4. It's been a while. This is a custom-made adapter, USB adapter for the Microsoft Surface Pro 4. They have various adapters for the previous versions, and this one is finally available for the 4. And so this one essentially gives you two USB ports. Now it takes one away, so it gives you an additional USB 3.0 port. It gives you a micro USB port and a micro SD card slot. So it's pretty sweet. There's not much to talk about it, but essentially, the biggest problem with the Surface is that it's got a lack of ports, right? Especially USB Type A ports, the big one. And my problem has always been, I usually have my mouse adapter plugged in for my wireless mouse. Well, by doing that, it takes away the one port, and so if I need to plug in an external hard drive, which usually that's the thing that I do need to plug in here and there. Well, I can't, right? So I gotta decide, and that sucks. Now you can get a like a hub, USB hub, and you can have that dangle around or be another sort of dongle that's there, and that's fine. It works. But when I'm on the go, I like to keep it as simple as possible, and the less cables, the better it is. So when I saw that Juiced Systems, which is the company that made this thing, that they came up with an adapter, I wanted it right away. It's $30 US. So I put my name on the waiting list, and it took a long time for them to finally have it in stock, and they did a few months ago. So I've had this guy actually for probably a couple of months or so. So I've used it literally every single day. So let's talk about first. Let's talk about what comes in the box. So this is the box, and we'll do sort of an unboxing. I mean, there's really not much in it. When you open it up, all you get is this is it. You get this little thing, and it does come with a micro USB cable. So that's about it, right? And then you obviously get the adapter, which is, let me take this out, which is this guy right here. So it is custom made. It will fit the Surface Pro 4, and you can get the one for the Surface Pro 3. But the problem with that is when you put it in, it's going to cover the part where you actually plug in the charging cable. So that's not going to work, right? So this is made for the 4, and it fits nicely. It still gives you the option to use this mini display port, so it doesn't cover that up. You can still obviously charge it, so it's fine, right? It is a bit thick, I guess, thicker. It's about I don't know, it's about an inch or so. Again, it's not the end of the world, but definitely keep in mind it will stick out by this much or so. So that's that. These are the actual ports here, so you can see the two USB ports. There is the micro USB and the micro SD card slot. So that's it. You plug it in, it works fine. Here, I'll just demonstrate this quickly. So here's the this is the plug-in. Boom, this is what it looks like. So it still leaves you let me do this, still gives you the other two ports. It doesn't cover it up. So that's that. When it comes to speed, from what I've noticed, it's USB 3.0. It's fine. I have, like I said, plugged in an external hard drive. Didn't notice any speed drops, speed differences, anything like that. When it comes to the micro SD card, that's actually pretty cool that it has that option. And I haven't really used it, but I just tested it out. I put in one of my 8 gig cards in just to see, and it does show up as a regular card. It gives you an option for additional storage on top of the built-in SD card slot that you have. So that's pretty cool. The only thing to keep in mind, the SD card, micro SD card will stick out. Make sure you don't bump it too much, or more importantly, if you have a bag like me, which is pretty much, you know, it's pretty tight. I can still fit the device with the adapter into my bag, but it is pretty tight. But it's, you know, when I have, you know, this little guy here for my mouse, and then I have the micro SD card, it's definitely tight. So I always take that off before I put it in the bag. So that's the only thing, you know, it'll depend on obviously your personal bag and however you carry these things around, but it will add, you know, this much to your to the width of the device, I guess. So just something to keep in mind. There is another adapter as well, so they have two of them. The other one has two USB ports, so again, one additional port, and it also has a Ethernet port. So if you actually need to plug in your device to the internet, hardwired, that will allow you to do it. I haven't personally tested that one. I mean, I would assume it works the same way as this one. And it's really cool that they have the internet option. I personally don't really care too much for it, but I know there are people out there who need to, you know, hardwire their device to the internet, plug it in that way. So that's it, guys. All in all, it's a pretty cool device. I do love it. It's something that I use pretty much every day, and it works fine. There are links to both of those devices in the notes, so please check them out. Get them if you like it. And let me know what you think. Leave comments in the comments section. If you like this video, please like it or dislike it, whichever way you go. Subscribe to my channel for more. Check out my feature film project Eugenics, which is available on YouTube. The link is somewhere up here. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much.